Okay. All right. Well, what's good, Tampa? We're here for a reaction video after 3 hours of Stella getting ready.
Don't
We are now ready to actually film this episode. And today we're gonna watch Wolter's World, Tampa, what not to do. Okay, so I'm sure we're gonna have plenty of feedback on this. I'm not really sure who Wolter is, to be honest with you, but we're just gonna check it out and see if we agree or disagree. All right, here we go. Wolter's World, what not to do. Let's check it out.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolter's World, and today we're here in Tampa, Florida for the don'ts of visiting Tampa. And the first thing I need to get out of the way for you all is realize, don't call it Tampa Bay. Look, it's the Tampa Bay area, and Tampa Bay is that body of water out there, but the city is...
I kind of agree with this off the start. I mean, if you're in Tampa, you don't want to call it,
Tampa
hey, I'm in
Bay.
Tampa Bay. Wolter, you're off to a good start, I think.
Okay, just so you know, it's Tampa's the city, Tampa Bay area is, St. Peter.
I know what that is.
What
That
is
is USF or University of Tampa.
There you go. Yes. And for those of you who didn't know, it used to be a hotel way back.
Pittsburgh and Clearwater and all these kind of places. That's Tampa Bay area. Okay, so I just want to get that out of the way because some people get a little bit confused. The city, it's called Tampa. And that kind of leads into our second don't is, don't think you're just going to stay in Tampa. You're going to explore different parts. Yes, you can be in Tampa and see Ybor City, which is really cool to check out, or here in the downtown area, maybe go to Seminole Heights, these kind of things. But you're more likely going to explore outdoor. Maybe you want
Oh, alligator torture. We love that. We love that here in Florida.
to see some Greek culture and stuff like that up at Tarpon Springs. Or maybe you want to go to some of the best beaches in the country in Clearwater. So you're going to be going around a lot when you are here. So it's not just in Tampa, the city, it's also this whole area when you're here.
He's like, don't call it Tampa Bay, but don't think you're going to just stay in Tampa.
Yeah.
Next don't for you is, don't think the beaches are here in Tampa. I know, you think Florida, you think Tampa, you think, oh, son, I'm going to hit the beach. And the thing is, yes, there are...
I did see a video about that today, actually. This girl moved to like downtown Tampa and she's like, where's the beach?
Yeah, that probably is
A
one of the
misconception.
probably one of the largest misconceptions.
Yeah.
I think that Tampa is, there's really no beach.
Some beaches here in Tampa, but you don't want to go to those. You want to go to the Clearwater and St. Pete beaches. Those are maybe a bit more than a bit better. So there's that. Now, my next don't for you is, don't forget you're going to have to drive around when you come here to Tampa, whether you're going to rent a car or you're driving down, because public transportation here isn't really super efficient and the city is super spread out in the whole area. So you will be doing a bunch of driving. And I'm going to tell you, don't be lackadaisical when you're driving. You understand there's multiple types of drivers when you're here in Tampa. If you're here in the winter, you have the snowbirds who go about 45 in the 70-mile-an-hour lanes, or you have the locals that are upset with all the tourists that are going 90 in the 70-mile-an-hour lanes, or you got the people from Illinois going, oh, look at this sun, it's so great, and they're going around the speed limit. So you have all this out there, and it can be very dangerous. And I'll be honest with you, the most dangerous part of your trip here to Tampa will be the traffic, okay? So have a heads up. And when you're driving, another don't with the driving, don't be surprised if people take a U-turn, kind of like on the...
Okay, all right, what's your problem, Wolter? Well, why is he shitting all over our driving?
Well, Tampa has
Two
terrible
in a
driving.
row about our driving?
Yeah, I am feeling like this video is very negative.
This is an attack.
the highway or in the roads and stuff like that, because they, not in the road, but like on the turnoffs, because they can do that here. Also, don't expect people to use their turn signals too much when you are here. So always...
I mean, don't expect people to use their turn signals in Tampa, because people in Tampa don't use turn signals.
Don't be on your phone or doing something else. Pay attention to the road when you're driving. And the thing is, what I recommend is make sure you have your Google or your Waze on. And if you've got to go anywhere, the traffic here can be pretty bad. So don't forget to check beforehand on Waze or Google how long it's going to take you to get someplace, because you will need to give yourself some more time because of the traffic that's here. What I have for you, for those that are going to Disney, don't forget Orlando is only about an hour away from here. So you can stay in Tampa and have like the city experience without the insanity of Orlando. You can do that and just drive over. So that's a really nice thing. So you can have one of the best airports in the US right here in Tampa instead of flying into Orlando. And so the thing is, though,
Right? I would say the Tampa airport is way better than Orlando, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
don't have to just go to Disney when you are here in Tampa and Florida and stuff like that. Because you know what? My next don't for you is don't forget that Tampa has a lot of world-class things to visit here in the city that you can go check out. You want amusement parks? Yeah, you can hit up Busch Gardens. You want to see the aquarium? Yeah, the Florida Aquarium here, one of the best in the U.S. It's really cool. Also, if you want to have some fun nightlife, go over to Ybor City at night. You have a good time. Lots of good.
Was that Ybor?
No, that was Clearwater Beach. Well, just such a random shot of Hulk Hogan.
Breweries over there, good times can be had by all. Or you want some other stuff? Hey, behind me, you got the Tampa Museum of Art. You got the Children's Museum right back there that they can do. Heck, there's a Dino World if you like dinosaurs. They've got tons of stuff to do. Oh, there's also that Museum of Science and Industry. There's so many things you can do and see when you are here. You know, of course, there's like the beaches we talked.
Oh my God. I didn't know they had that at Dinosaur World.
That's really graphic.
Yeah, you're taking kids to this? I'd be crying if I was a small kid and saw this.
They even have the blood dripping down.
Blood dripping down. This poor thing is being tortured by like 5 raptors. Oh my
talked
God.
about before, or maybe you want to just hike, go on the river walk and walk around. We're going Bayshore Boulevard. There's so many cool things to do when you're here. You want to do some sport fishing? You can do that. I mean, the city has a ton to do, and that's what blows my mind all the time, is there's so much in Tampa, but no one really thinks about it because we always think, oh, Florida, I'm going to Orlando for Disney, and I go Miami to party, and that's it. And the city and this whole area has a lot to do. And speaking of...
this park is actually in Ybor, and it's owned by Cuba. They actually own this. Technically considered Cuban soil.
That's crazy.
Well, it's like going to Cuba, right there in Ybor. Kind
of. Some of those places to go. So Ybor City is one of the things you want to go see. But my don't for that is don't call it Ybor. Okay, it's Ybor. Okay? Ybor. Say it with me.
Really?
Ybor City. All right, because that's one of the things when you'll hear locals or you'll see locals when they hear someone go Ybor, they go oh. They're like lost, or it's like fingernails on chalkboard. So just know it's Ybor City when you come here. And when you go to Ybor City, my don't for eating when you're there, don't pass up a chance to have a Cuban sandwich when you are there.
That's not really a don't. That's like a don't.
Here's my don't for Ybor. Don't show up after 10 o'clock. Cuban sandwich came from Ybor in the cigar factories.
Not from Cuba?
No.
Are you sure?
I am 100%. I am 100% positive. Cuban sandwich was founded here in Tampa.
Ham, you have pulled pork, you've got pickle, you've got mustard, you got Swiss cheese, and here in Tampa, you got salami on there as well. With the Cuban bread, it's like a sweet kind of bread, and then they toast it. Oh my God, it is phenomenal. Now, I'm also going to give you a little don't on the side. Don't expect anyone to agree who has the best one in town. What I say is find a place that has it and just enjoy it and let that be your favorite one, because there's a lot of great places. But Ybor City, that's the place to grab one, okay? Now, when you're in Ybor City, one thing you'll notice, you'll see a lot of cigar shops. What I'm going to tell you is don't forget to go inside and visit some of those cigar shops, because really, those cigar shops, the cigar industry really is what made Tampa kind of boom in the beginning to keep going. So it is a very integral part of the history of Tampa. Kind of another don't I have for you when you're thinking about Ybor City is
Ybor a lot. He's talking a lot about Ybor.
Don't be surprised if you end up back in Ybor City at night. This place is packed full of bars, restaurants, stuff to do. I mean, it is a cool place to go. So definitely check it out when you are there. And kind of an add-on.
It's a cool place to go at night if you're willing to risk your life.
To that, when you're in Ybor City, you'll see a streetcar going by. You can grab that and it'll actually take you down here to downtown. That is the way you want to go. If you're going to go from downtown to Ybor City or vice versa, either drive, take an Uber, or take that streetcar, because it's a really nice, easy way to go. You see a bunch of stuff along the way. You pass by the Tampa Bay History Museum. You pass by the aquarium when you're there. There's a lot of stuff you see as you go, which is really kind of cool. And for the next couple of years, until at least like 2022, around there, it's going to be free for tourists. So if you're watching this after then, sorry, it might not be free anymore. So have a heads up for that one. Now, my next few don'ts actually have to do with your safety when you do come here to Tampa and the Tampa Bay area, okay? And one is don't just jump in the water. Look, if you're seeing like ponds or retention ponds or lakes and stuff like that around here, gators live and breed and have their babies and do all kinds of stuff here in the Tampa area. And you got to be careful. You don't just jump in, because it's not a joke. These are not pets. These are not things, oh, let's feed the alligators to see what they do. No, you do not mess around.
How do you feel about gators?
That's what Tarpon Springs does to them. They're actually pretty good.
When you are here, it is a serious safety issue. Okay, so you got little kids, you got your dogs, stuff like that. Don't just let them go run out on the pond and stuff like that, because it can be an issue. I know where my sister-in-law lives, they have a fence because the pond behind them has alligators that just pop up every so often. So do have a heads up. Another safety thing when you're heading to those.
Hold on, one thing on this, and I'm just going to ask this question because I don't know the answer to it, and it's always kind of fascinated me, is that there are alligators in the river, Hillsborough River, right? Because it's freshwater river. There's tons of alligators, but the river runs to the bay, so where it's saltwater, where alligators don't live. So where do alligators get in this process that they go, oh, getting salty, better turn around?
Yeah.
Like, where do they know to make the U-turn?
Well, how do they get into the river without going through the salt water?
Well, they get in the river at any point. I mean, I don't know. They get in the river. I don't know. They're born. I don't know how they get in the river.
Don't forget to look at the flags. If it says don't go in the water, don't go in the water, okay? Because it can be dangerous. Sometimes there's riptides, sometimes there's other stuff, but you do need to be careful. So don't forget, pay attention to the flags when you are there. But the thing is, if you want to feed the alligators and play with the alligators, there are places you can go to do that, but you don't want to do that with your toes, okay? You want to do that with feeding them and stuff like that in a controlled environment, all right? Now, some other little things that might bite you when you are here you need to think about. Don't mess around with the mosquitoes, the sand gnats, or the palmetto bugs. Now, you probably know mosquitoes, right? They bite you and they suck your blood and stuff like that. And the sand gnats drive you like crazy. We always like hold our hand up so it just eats my hand, not the rest of my body. And then the palmetto bug, well, let's put it this way. If you imagine Godzilla had a baby with a roach, that's what this thing looks like, okay? Because they fly in, you're like, oh my god! Because
yeah, Godzilla. What the hell? But palmetto bugs are big and disgusting. We have it to mind.
Believe me, you'll know one when you see one. You're like, Mark, I'm not sure if that was a palmetto bug. It was, okay? If it's big enough, you'll know, all right? And you'll notice, you'll see houses around here that have a kind of a screened-in porch, but it's an entire room. It's called a Florida room to keep out those bugs, okay? So just have a heads up for that. Another don't I want to tell you, it doesn't matter what time of year you're coming here, don't forget your sunblock. I mean, I've seen burn tourists here in January, okay? So make sure you are lathering up when you come here, and you want to apply it more than once. And the thing is, if you're going to go to some of the parks and stuff like that are outside, a lot of people forget, oh, I'm at Busch Gardens. I'm not going to the beach. It doesn't matter where you are. The sun still gets you, okay? And kind of going along with that Busch Gardens, this isn't really a safety thing. It's just another tip. Don't forget to bring good walking shoes or sports shoes when you come here, because if you're going to be going to Busch Gardens,
some of his don'ts are just like don't forget to, which is like do.
It's exactly. Well, that was his Cuban sandwich thing too.
Yeah, don't forget to try the Cuban sandwich.
Not go get a Cuban sandwich.
Yeah, so it's just saying do.
Really
That's just another way to say do something.
Yeah.
We're going with it.
You're going to be walking the river walk or maybe going on one of the bikes and stuff like that. Your feet, I mean, flip-flops are nice, but your feet are going to hurt. So you want to make sure you have some good walking shoes to enjoy the parks, to do the runs and this kind of stuff like that. You know, go by the beaches, the boardwalks, because it can be a bit painful after a while. So I got my last two don'ts for you here. And one is, don't be surprised if you come during hurricane season, June through November, if you don't get drenched or wind blow you away and stuff like that. You do need to have a heads up if you're coming at that time.
Yeah,
so
I have been here, Mo. I've never had the wind blow me away. But... All right.
Have some backup.
I mean, we do have hurricanes. So.
Plans. What are some things I can do inside, like some of the museums here and stuff like that? Because you know what? You will have some issues you want to deal with and you want to watch out for during hurricane season, all right? And my last don't I have for you when you do come here to Tampa is don't worry about dressing up too fancy when you come here, because here in Tampa, flip-flops.
What's that supposed to mean?
I would say that that's true for St. Pete, but not for Tampa.
Because like there's a lot of like, you know.
I wouldn't put it that. I would just say like if you go out in St. Pete, people don't really dress up. But if you go out like at night in Tampa,
a little more bougie.
Yeah.
St. Pete's more like laid back.
Yeah. Like if you do dress up to go out in St. Pete, you're probably going to be like the most dressed up person.
Okay. If you want to learn more, maybe the don'ts of visiting Florida or the 10 shocks of visiting the U.S., check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. Yes, all those things there. I want to give an extra shout out to my buddies at Exploring Tampa for showing me around this cool town. Definitely check out their website. It's in the links below to find some more information on good restaurants and good bars.
No, he's not from here. He's like a travel blogger or something, or a travel video guy. I felt like we were attacked a little bit. I felt like a lot of his don'ts were do's.
That was total clickbait.
Clickbait. All right. Well, Walter, thanks for the video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, do all those things. And I guess we'll see you in the next one.